Welcome to Countdown to Infinity, a Marvel's Avengers podcast. We talk all things MCU, but at this point, it's just so big, it should just be called something else.
Like what?
I don't know.
Great.
Big giant Marvel
Not
machine.
even just like big giant universe?
Yeah.
Universes?
Yeah, because it's not only just cinematic. Of course, there's the Disney Plus series.
Yes.
It's so big now, and it's all
That's what she said.
connected. Okay. It's a linear story. You know, I was doing the math, and I texted this to the guys. We
Not
are
me, not me. That's
not
cool.
you,
That's
not
cool.
you. But we're talking about, at this point,
What?
29 movies that have been released.
Ooh.
14 that are announced. So that's 43 movies. So far, there's more to be added. 43 movies.
Wow.
And I believe, hold on, let me just look at the text, but it is a whole lot of Disney Plus, 21 Disney Plus series.
Oof.
So 43 movies, 21 Disney Plus series, and right now they are tracking to be 30% of all of the box office.
Wow.
Globally. These movies are massive. Whether they're good or bad for, you know, films in general.
Whether you like it or not.
Can't deny it. These
No.
MCU things are huge. And I'm bringing it up because we're talking San Diego Comic-Con. Everything that was announced, all of the trailers that were released, all of that stuff. This is a big fat episode. This is our
Yes.
big fat MCU Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con episode.
That's what it should be called. Big Fat Universe.
Big fat unit, a BFU.
BFU.
Oh, that sounds bad.
That's a big
Hey.
FU.
Hey, a BFU to you, okay? My name's Emmanuel.
My name is Sophia.
This is kind of wild. There hasn't been an MCU presence in Hall H of Comic-Con in the last 3 years, at least.
Right.
Partially because, let's be honest, Disney has D23.
Yes.
They've got their shareholder meeting.
They got their own stuff going on.
They got their own stuff going on. But I think the Marvel's at a point where, because there are now dozens of things in the works,
Yeah.
they can spread it around a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
A trailer over here, a little
Right.
title over here.
A little sprinkle of
Little
cameos
sprinkle of
over
this.
there.
Yeah, a little secret scene that we're sharing here, a little bit of this. So they have so much they can do.
And what's funny is that they're like, the internet won't get a hold of this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
someone's bound to sneak something in.
I will say-
we're about to see it all, baby.
Well, I will say descriptions for sure.
Yes.
I think San Diego Comic-Con has been pretty good about being very, I would say, the security is very tight there.
Right.
And I mean, we went to a shareholders meeting where it was
We did.
beyond secure. I think this was
Oh my
before
gosh.
Avengers Infinity War. So
Yeah.
they really didn't want the footage that we saw to be released. So we put our phones inside of bags that got zipped up and could
That
only
would-
be
that-
unlocked later.
That were put inside of other bags, and
Yeah.
then we had to go through a metal detector.
It was wild.
Yeah.
So they could be very, very protective about the stuff.
No, I'm saying, like, if Spider-Man No Way Home, that footage got
Oh yeah. Well,
released
I think
eventually.
once it's released anywhere in the world, for sure, we're gonna get some bootlegs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, not to say that we agree with it or we promote it.
No,
But we will definitely watch it.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it.
So we're going to go through all of the big announcements, some of the dates, and we're going to go in order of release date for these movies. So, Hall H at Comic-Con is giant. It's a show. This is in Marvel, but, Dwayne The Rock Johnson showed up as Black Adam, and
That was
he
insane.
levitated with smoke all around him to promote that movie. So this is, there's some stuff here that was shown with a lot of flourish. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, they had a band, or not a band, they had musicians from Africa that played music and stuff. So it's a really cool event. But we're talking about the TV shows and the movies in release order. But it's a lot. Are you ready, Sylvia?
I mean, I have coffee. I have some caffeine.
We're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
And we're going to go pretty quickly, I'll say. We're going to be
Strapped
really
in.
efficient. If you haven't seen any of this, or if you just kind of want a download of everything so that you're
Like a
not
summary.
like me, Googling stuff, I actually printed out a thing because normally, we remember episodes pretty well.
Right.
We can talk about movies pretty well, but I had to write down notes because I didn't want to miss much, but I probably still will.
Yeah, 100%.
But this is at least a way for you to be up to date on everything that was announced in San Diego Comic-Con in release order. Here we go. Well, I think the biggest news, and I'm not really it's not hugely important, but Phase 4 through Phase 6 got an official title from Kevin Feige, Daddy Feige, who is now
Zaddy Feige.
Zaddy Feige. Not really related to the movies, but he just bought himself a nice $52 million mansion in Bel Air.
NBD.
NBD, 10 bedrooms,
You know,
13 and a half baths, something small.
Something small and quaint.
Something so that he can, go to work and come home to something a little comfy.
Yeah, you got to put a little tiny roof over your head,
Yes, and I'm, and
He's
honestly,
just like the rest of us.
We were just talking about how this is 30% of the box office. So,
Yeah.
and I think that equates. I mean, all the movies combined so far is close to $30 billion in revenue. So I'm glad that Feige's got a little walking around money.
Little piece of the cake.
We're going to talk about him a lot because he is the MC of their Hall
MCU.
H stuff.
Right.
The MC of the MCU.
Right.
The master of ceremonies of the U. But this so phase 4 through phase 6, post Endgame, and, all of that stuff was called the Infinity Saga earlier. Well, we are in, officially, what is called the Multiverse Saga. Finally a name and a title and a graphic.
In case you didn't pick that up with all the multiverse
I
stuff.
know. Yeah, it kind of, explains why some things seem to not necessarily be as connected. We are not even sure which universe. And there's a lot of dimension traveling happening. I mean, just America Chavez herself from Multiverse of Madness is doing it a lot. But this is called the Multiverse Saga. The first thing that's coming out recently is a series of shorts on Disney Plus. Now, we watch, I think, Doug's shorts for the Up series. There's Forky Asks a Question. Those little short. They're not even shows. Would you call them shows? What are they?
I mean, I would call them short shows, maybe, because it's not a short because it's continuous.
Multiple,
There's multiple.
yeah.
There's multiple, and then it's not necessarily a whole show either. So it's like a short show.
Well, I Am Groot premieres August 10th, so that is in a couple of weeks, and the trailer has released. But it's one of those shorts, and it's cute. It's Groot. Come on, it's a little Groot.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really fun.
Which we all love.
You can honestly, I'm not joking, binge all of them in maybe half an hour. They're like really short,
100%,
right?
yeah.
But I Am Groot. That's exciting to see kind of the expansion. And then, of course, like Groot's going to have a Christmas special soon. So that's going to be exciting.
Cute.
But that is coming out. The next closest thing is on August 17th, the release of another Disney Plus show, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Now, we've seen commercials already for this. We've seen trailers.
Yep.
She's everywhere. There's posters. I'm pretty sure there's billboards. All that stuff is out there. But we got another trailer that we watched.
Yes.
Exciting because we got some more context to, of course, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk.
Yes.
Bruce Banner.
They're cousins.
Cousins, just like the comic books. But we now know that Wong plays a pretty big role.
Yes.
And I think I said, Wong is the guy
He's the glue man.
He's in everything. He's in Multiverse of Madness. He's in Shang-Chi, Spider-Man.
He's the funny glue that holds all of this together.
I'm glad. Awesome.
He's definitely portraying. He's like the core of this multiverse
He is legitimately the new Nick Fury in this new
Yes.
phase, which I'm excited for. But it seems like Wong is employing She-Hulk to maybe help defend or prosecute superheroes or
Yes.
something. We'll have to see. Now, it's a 30-minute courtroom comedy. That is confirmed. That's kind of new. Night Court from the 80s is the last 30-minute courtroom comedy that I even remember. They don't make many of these.
I don't remember the 1980s, so that's like one more than
than you already do. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I hope people understand that it's going to be a different ball game.
I will say that after seeing this trailer, I was much more invested. I was like, oh, okay. See, I thought it was going to be like corny Disney Channel. If you grew up on Disney Channel like we grew up on Disney Channel, like the after-school Disney Channel
You're
type.
kind of you gotta you were hoping to see you thought She-Hulk was going to be making the Disney Mickey Mouse with like a I'm talking about the wand
the
logo
glowy
on
wand.
Disney, the Disney
Hi,
Channel.
my name is She-Hulk, and
Yeah.
you're watching Disney Channel.
Yeah, of course you would say She-Hulk. That'd be fun. You should do it, Disney. You can if you want to.
There's potential there.
Abomination is in the trailer too,
Yes.
and then I guess this isn't in the trailer, but Jessica Jones from the Netflix series is rumored
cool.
to be in it as well.
Daredevil.
And we also did see Matt Murdock, another lawyer as Daredevil, and more to come. We'll talk about later on, but they're really welcoming the Netflix
they're pushing it.
Marvel series in the MCU, and that's good. It's nice. But She-Hulk will be coming out, and of course, we'll be doing episode by episode on that.
Yep.
Those should be shorter eps, right? 30-minute comedy? Come on.
Yeah, I can handle that. We can handle that.
We can
for sure.
do that. Come on. Phase 4 will end by the end of this year. So Phase 4, the first phase of this new series, of the Multiverse Saga, Phase 4 will end with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That's coming out in November. And we're going to talk about this probably longer than anything else that we're talking about. But there was a trailer
amazing
that released. What did you think? Well, I mean, that's kind of a. What do you think about that trailer?
Okay, I mean, let's be super frank here. It showed us a little bit, it gave us a little bit, but we for sure wanted more, right? You know what I'm saying? Like first of all, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the colors, the costumes.
It has a beautiful rendition of "No Woman, No Cry" that becomes "We're gonna be all right."
We're gonna be all right. And oh my gosh, I'm so invested. Like, even though there was all kinds of drama behind the scenes, I mean, for this, it just...
I think everyone's looking forward to it now.
Yes.
For sure.
For sure, yeah. Even after, like, everything that we've read about and, like I said, like, all the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah,
like, that was really...
The amount of, I don't want to say drama, but I would say obstacles in the way for this movie to be made. Ryan Coogler, the amazing director, got arrested for pulling out his own money. There's some stuff with COVID that of course, happened. And I mean, we see this in the trailer, but Namor, played by Tenoch Huerta, is in the movie. But that means that we're exploring Atlantis, underwater stuff.
Ironheart.
And that became a huge thing that they had to figure out, too. Ironheart is in this. Riri Williams, I believe, is going to be introduced in this movie.
I mean, it's exciting. All of it looks so much better than what I was
expecting for sure.
And that's why I'm so invested now.
Yeah.
They reeled me back in.
It seems like it's going to be incredibly emotional. I think you saw this in the San Diego Comic-Con panel. You saw that there was a lot of emotion, especially since the last time they were there to premiere footage. It was with Chadwick Boseman, who sadly passed away.
Yes.
And it feels like this is going to honor him. It seems really devastating.
Yes.
Vivica A. Fox had that kind of, I am, the queen of the most powerful country, and my family is all gone. So like, it feels like it's going to honor him in a way that I think Ryan Coogler will definitely pull off. We'll have to see, of course.
I mean, you have to think that, like, being part of the MCU, like, there's already this huge audience for it, right? So there's already a lot of pressure, and, like, there's of course, like, the fans and the feedback that you could get, or the backlash that you can get if you don't do it respectfully. So I think they definitely have that in mind.
There's a giant fan movement to recast T'Challa, which is interesting.
Yeah, so there's a lot riding on this, so I think that they definitely have that in mind, and so I'm hoping that they crush us and they don't disappoint.
Yeah, and I think that there's going to be a lot of, introducing Namor is massive in the MCU. It's basically, Marvel's Aquaman. It looks like it's very different from the comic books. He's inspired, and there's a lot of colonialism inspired by, I think, the Mayan, kind of inspiration. So it'll be really interesting. This is apart from Riri Williams and all of the returning cast from Black Panther as well. But I mean, it looks amazing. I feel like, that there is something with Black Panther specifically. I think Bob Iger, the old CEO of Disney, said that Black Panther was the peak of his time at Disney. Aww. He said the Black Panther movie was like the best. So it's going to be, I mean, we're going to watch it for sure.
Yeah.
And I think
that's not even a question, of course.
Not even a question. And Ryan Coogler is such a great filmmaker. I mean, he always picks a female cinematographer for all of his movies. There's another one here in this one that she has kind of been giving a great opportunity. It's going to look amazing. He's such a I mean, Black Panther, the original Black Panther won Oscars for its production design, for its costumes, for its music.
He's a visionary.
So it's going to be, I think, one of those movies that we're going to really look at, and it's going to be a great way to end the Phase 4.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, give us a little bit of hints of the future. But it's going to be, I think, a very emotional movie.
Oh, 100%.
So get ready, everyone. Bring your tissues with you.
Bring your tissues, bro.
Because I feel like we're gonna be feeling it. I also have like kind of a theory. None of this is confirmed. Not confirmed.
You gonna say it now?
I'm gonna say it now.
Do it.
But Namor, breathes underwater, has a giant race of Atlanteans, all that stuff. And if you remember, Michael B. Jordan is cast in this as Killmonger, and he's not in the trailer at all. But my prediction, he is Killmonger talks about being buried in the ocean. Remember that at his last moment in Black Panther, he says like our ancestors, thrown off the ships. Who's in the ocean?
Oh.
Namor. So we'll have to see. I don't know. I have no idea. That he could be in the ancestral plane as well, like as someone who's dead. But I'm pretty interested in that. But that's just my room. That's me starting a rumor.
Okay, you heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. It'll be cool. But yeah,
MCU, come get him.
Honestly, looking forward. I think. Well, of course, like it's it's the next movie coming up. But I'm looking forward to this maybe more than anything else. Just just because it's going to be a really special movie. Okay,
I agree.
So that's the end of Phase 4. We've been living in Phase 4. It's going to end at the end of this year with Black Panther.
What are we going to do with ourselves?
Wait just a couple months because Phase 5 will be out on February. Well, will be out. The first movie of Phase 5 will release February 17th, 2023.
Golly.
That's actually like February is when the original Black Panther came out. But Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania with Paul Rudd. Evangeline Lilly, who
Baby Daddy Paul.
It's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now the trailer was released to the people in that hall, but not publicly. They got to see Jonathan Majors as Kang, who plays a big role, full costume. Cassie Lang, who is the daughter of Scott, who's been recast, but Bill Murray is in the movie.
That's fucking insane to me.
I know, kind of wild. And also MODOK is confirmed to be in the movie too.
That's awesome.
Those are two massive things. And there's a line apparently from the trailer that people saw where Scott Lang or Ant-Man says, I'm an Avenger, and Jonathan Majors as Kang says, I'm the Conqueror.
I'm the Conqueror,
Kang the Conqueror.
baby.
So it's gonna be really exciting to go into the quantum realm, and it seems like we're spending a lot of time there instead of being in the real world.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. They better release that like ASAP.
Yeah. And Bill Murray, of course, is going to play someone funny. If I'm not mistaken, his character is someone who has been trapped in the quantum realm, just like Michelle Pfeiffer had been. So maybe someone a little loopy, maybe someone a little funny, but yeah.
Which is perfect for Bill. And you know what? Bill deserves this.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He deserves to be part of something big, as if he wasn't already.
I
right?
know. But also, Bill Murray, I saw that he dropped out of Wes Anderson's next movie. And I was kind of scratching my head, and it was due to scheduling conflicts. And now we know what that conflict is.
Now we know why.
It's to be in the MCU. Kind of wild. Like I don't know what other big maybe every single big actor, but I mean, there's not gonna by the end of this, there's not gonna be many actors that are not in the MCU. If Bill Murray is there, it means that get the rest of the Ghostbusters there. Dan Aykroyd will be there. Ernie Hudson, all of them need to be there. But Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. I'm sure that trailer will come out by the end of the year. It's not necessarily a Valentine's movie, but it's 3 days after Valentine's.
Hey, baby, but it is for us.
It's romantic as hell. The next movie coming out will be May 5th, on your birthday.
Ooh, that's my birthday.
Of 2023. That's next year. This trailer was also released in the hall, but not publicly. And that movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I am so excited.
Wow. James Gunn will join. And this is actually also with Ant-Man and the Wasp with Peyton Reed. But James Gunn is going to complete his third Guardians movie, the trilogy.
Brought him back.
Congratulations to Peyton Reed for doing it for Ant-Man as well.
Yay.
But there's a trailer. And in the trailer, you get to see Baby Rocket. It seems like, and he says this publicly too, the movie is going to be centered around Rocket Raccoon's origins. Chukwudi Iwuji has been cast as the High Evolutionary. You may know him from Peacemaker. And Adam Warlock, of course, is in this. Will Poulter plays him. But I have a theory here too. The High Evolutionary is a really cool character in the comic books. His power is he can evolve things and devolve things. So I have a feeling he might be part of Rocket's origin story if he evolved a raccoon,
Well, that makes sense because that's what they said the movie's about. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a wild scientist. I don't think he's a mad scientist because he's just kind of like Thanos, driven by a goal.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's just crazy, but he showed up in Hall H in costume and everything.
That's
but,
so awesome.
I mean, I'm kind of waiting for the soundtrack of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, we all
3.
know the soundtrack is going to be good, right? Like that, it's just a given whenever it's Guardians.
But Guardians might be your favorite.
Guardians, it's a tie between Guardians and Doctor Strange for me. Stephen Strange is definitely up there for me. Yeah. But Guardians is probably like my second. Definitely my top 3. I'm so excited, and for it to be released on my birthday, stop it! I'm stoked.
And James Gunn has been very open about this being the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, and he is not he's not leaving it open-ended. He's not being very opaque about it. He's saying this is the end of the Guardians. Very emotional panel as well with, Chris Pratt, everyone who was on the stage, kind of realizing that this is it. This is their last Comic-Con to talk about Guardians. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone dies, but it does mean that
their last solo.
That's the last outing for the Guardians, at least in the MCU, which is, I think, going to be kind of sad. But we'll have to see. I'm excited because James Gunn is a great filmmaker. And this is kind of the movie. The Guardians movie is what gave him kind of the platform
that he has now.
So he's going to finish that up. But that's going to be May 5th, 2023. It's going to be a summer movie. It's going to be a big summer movie. Okay. Now, off of the big screen into the small screen. Now,
of your homes.
There's a lot of shows that are coming out next year in 2023, and we don't know much about them because at Comic-Con they didn't really talk that much about them.
But I'm expecting them to talk about it later on.
Yes, of course. I'm going to give some recap here of what they are. Echo. If you remember, Echo is in Hawkeye, but that movie will be coming out summer of 2023.
Not a movie, a series.
Sorry, it's a series. It's gonna probably have Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin and some other connections that way. And they haven't really announced much apart from the fact that they are going to be hiring, I believe, a lot of cast and maybe some of the crew from Reservation Dogs, which is the Taika show that centers around Native Americans in the United States, a comedy.
Cool.
So it'll be cool to have some of that representation on screen. Loki season 2 is filming right now. That's coming out summer of 2023.
So excited.
Blade, the movie Blade, will be coming out next year, but that's not a series. That's November 3rd. Sorry, I kind of messed up on my notes. Again, they didn't show that. We're skirting past these because they didn't really show much about this stuff.
But just wait till D23.
I know. That's the big thing.
The internet's going to have everything here in a second.
There's enough that this may come out later on, in really just a couple of months. Ironheart will also premiere on Disney Plus in fall of 2023. Again, that's Riri Williams, who will be introduced in Black Panther.
Yes.
And then Agatha, Agent of Chaos, will come out in 2023, maybe 2024.
That's so exciting.
Now, they've changed the name from House of Harkness, Agatha Harkness, to Agent of Chaos. So that's interesting.
I feel like that's even better. That's like even more broad, so they can hit more things with that title.
One of the coolest thing about WandaVision is she was pulling the strings, and you got to see it happen, you know, kind of in that episode where, the veil was lifted for you. But I'm super excited because Jack Schaefer, who is the writer, she's a fantastic writer. She wrote WandaVision and kind of was the creative force behind that. She is returning. So she is following up her amazing WandaVision series with Agatha, Agent of Chaos.
It started it all for us.
Yeah, and that's, I think, big because she is internally at Marvel. The WandaVision team is kind of the ones that everyone says did the best. They're like, whoa, their writer's room was amazing.
Yeah.
They kicked off this new phase in a great way. So, she'll be back to write about Agatha.
Awesome.
You expecting Kathryn Hahn to get another Emmy nomination?
She better. Are you serious? It's Kathryn Hahn. She was amazing as Agatha, but she's also amazing in everything that she has done. Now is her time. Y'all better get recognized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming for her. She's been having this career.
So it might be that that's the next time we see her. I don't really see an opportunity for her to be in any of the other things coming out. So
that's what I'm saying. If you
can wait until the end of 2023, you'll get some more Agatha.
What's Kathryn waiting for, though?
Yeah,
she's gonna be here.
The other series. Now, this is a series that was actually announced that everyone is really excited about. Is Daredevil Born Again? That is the return of Matt Murdock. Charlie Cox is the actor that played him on the Netflix series for a couple of seasons. While Disney Plus is going to be welcoming a brand new Daredevil season. Vincent D'Onofrio is in it as Kingpin.
Awesome.
I'm really interested about this show. There are a lot of fans of the Netflix stuff, of course, us.
Yes.
We knew he was in the MCU already because he's in Spider-Man and in She-Hulk, apparently. Yep. But I'm interested to know whether this is going to be a rated MA show because on Netflix, it's pretty violent.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Disney Plus is going to do that, but maybe they will.
What was the rating for Oscar Isaac, Moon Knight?
Moon Knight, that must have been, I don't know, but
I don't remember.
It was pretty.
It feels like it was years ago.
It was pretty, it was just last month. But it was pretty close, I think. Moon Knight was pretty violent. And also, so was a Soldier. Yeah.
I mean,
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier. Thank you. I was gonna say Soldier Boy. Tell him what. So it just depends, and I think that they're totally capable of doing it. Disney has a way of making it seem suitable for everybody.
As long as you don't show red blood. Yeah.
Yes, like just show something else and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Says Disney. So I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine.
Captain America New World Order will be coming out May 3rd, 2024, going back to movies. That one will be, I mean, we knew that movie was going to be made. I think they already chose the director, but we now have a date and a name. New World Order. So that'll be really excited. Are you excited to see Sam as Captain America?
I am. And I know that there's been like some debate about it, or not necessarily debate because like it's just opinions being kind of tossed around online about it.
About like whether Captain America can even be replaced. It's really weird, honestly.
Yes, and it's like, yeah, like I think it's fine. But I mean, we're super open over here. Like we're not necessarily like if you're gonna go based on like everything that I don't even know how to say it, that you've experienced, because of course we've gotten accustomed to Captain America being Chris, but I mean, I'm open to literally anything, and everybody should be too. Like, do you realize how many movies are going to be released? Do you realize how much has yet to be even explained in the MCU or anything being related to the comics? Like, there is so much that's going to happen. I promise you, it's not that big of a deal. It's going to be okay, everybody.
There's an irony because, of course, in the comic books, when Sam becomes Captain America, one of the biggest storylines is people not accepting him and people with signs that says you're not Captain America, and it's actually happening in real life, and I think that is sad but also hilarious to think that this is the reaction. But I also feel like the majority of MCU fans are probably on board, especially considering that Chris Evans got how many movies already?
Yes,
like
he's
damn,
tired,
y'all.
bro.
We have a lot of Captain Americas, Steve Rogers, existing.
He already has the title of America's ass, okay? Like, he's happy with that, and so are we, you know?
I totally skirted by another series called Secret Invasion.
Oh,
Sorry,
yes.
And people got to see that footage as well. Sam Jackson is Nick Fury. Colby Smulders is in it as well. She does say that, Secret Invasion is a really interesting storyline that revolves Skrulls.
Yes.
And she says that during the show, you're not going to know who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it's going to be like, we can take bets probably.
Yeah, we can definitely take bets, and then I can definitely imagine some drinking games being played.
Yeah.
For this.
And there's going to be a lot of humor. I think, I like when some of the MCU stuff gets funny.
Yes.
And I think you can get some Skrull stuff in here.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And they're going to be something like a cat or like, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Something really hilarious. Okay, let's skip from 2023 to July 25th, 2024. They've announced the movie Thunderbolts is coming out. Now, this is something we kind of knew was going to happen because Allegra De Fontaine, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, has been showing up, kind of recruiting the Thunderbolts already.
Yes.
Now, nothing is confirmed of who is in it, but we did see her talking to Yelena. Baron Zemo might be there. She definitely talks to U.S. Agent or John Walker. Taskmaster, Abomination, Ghost. There's a lot of people that can be in the Thunderbolts, but think of them kind of like the Suicide Squad in a way, kind of bad guys who come together for a role. But I'm excited for Julia Louis to get a movie.
I don't know if it's necessarily like bad guys, but it's maybe like revenge-driven people or like, like around those lines, not necessarily like bad guys. Like you don't have to be a bad guy.
Yeah, like Suicide Squad. Honestly.
Yeah,
like James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, yes, James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Yes, like that. Not necessarily like the bad guys.
Yeah, I think I think it could be really fun, especially if you have Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I think that tone is going to be.
Oh, we
really
love
solid.
Julia. We've been in love with her since like the 90s.
That'll be a big movie, and we'll have to see how it goes. But that movie will end Phase 5.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
How is that gonna?
Now,
I'm
luckily for
already
us,
tired.
at Comic-Con, they didn't just end at Phase 5 because they talked a little bit about Phase 6.
They're like, what comes after 5? 6, guys.
Now, there's a lot of empty holes here, but they announced 3 movies in Phase 6. And here's the interesting thing. Phase 6 is only... It doesn't even last a year. So Phase 6 is going to be pretty quick and I think really huge because the movies announced for Phase 6 is Fantastic Four, November 8th of 2024. A Fantastic Four MCU movie. I mean, we knew this was happening. They announced it already, but now we know it's part of Phase 6 and will come out in November. We'll have to see if it's an origin or what. We actually already saw Mr. Fantastic in Multiverse of Madness, but it's not necessarily going to be played by... Jim from The Office. But the biggest news,
John Krasinski.
I know.
Did you just say Jim from The Office?
I forgot his name, to be honest with you.
John Krasinski.
Sorry.
And we all saw how that turned out.
Yeah, so there's also going to be 2 Avengers movies that happen within that span. So Phase 6 has 2 Avengers films, and they release months apart. This is wild to me. But here are the names of the 2 Avengers films. Avengers, The Kang Dynasty will come out May 5th, 2025.
Man, my birthday is just spitting
it's a
fire.
good day for the MCU on your birthday. But it will obviously feature Kang the Conqueror.
Yes. As if you didn't tell from the title.
And this is going to be interesting if it's an Infinity War Endgame situation, whether they're connected or not. But the second Avengers film will come out November 7th of 2025. And that movie will be called Avengers Secret Wars. I'm reading the comic books right now. It is so massive. I mean, it's so massive that some of it takes place on a different plane of existence called Battle World, which I think was just going to be where the cameos are. And I mean, when I say cameos, I mean cameos from non-MCU things can happen here. Like, I'm talking Deadpool. You'll probably get Hugh Jackman's X-Men. You'll get it all here, but we'll have to see what that is about. I'm sure that those are the 2 massive Avengers films that are coming out 6 months apart.
I mean, well, you have to put this into consideration. Like, if this is going to be Phase 6, then it has to be part of 4, 5, 3, 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything leading up to this point.
This is the multiverse saga.
That's why I'm saying, like, people take a deep breath. There is so much that is going to happen. Everything's going to be... It's going to be a fun ride either way.
How many portal scenes do you think are going to be in Secret Wars?
Oh, my God. I don't even know.
There were maybe 100 in Endgame.
We should probably take, like, a guess.
1,000 portals. Actually, they're not all going to be looking the same because America Chavez has got her portal.
I don't think they're going to be. No.
It's going to be a lot.
Yes.
But that's I guess something to look forward to in 2025. No word yet on who's directing these things. Although
Obviously.
the Russo brothers, I believe, are not doing them again, which is kind of, they did Infinity War, Endgame, and Captain America and stuff. But this is a big undertaking, so I can imagine the team that needs to work on making sure that 50 to 60 actors can be in one scene.
So because Endgame broke like box office like numbers, do you think now looking forward within the next like 5 years, the whole list of box office records is going to be superhero flicks?
I don't know. It's possible. I think that would be wild. It would be a milestone for Disney.
I think Avatar's for sure going to be up there. New Avatar is going to come out.
Avatar 2. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of things that people didn't... I mean, Top Gun Maverick is now in the top 10 of all time. I don't think people saw that coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be some things that we don't even know are going to be giant hits like that, and that will, and some that I think we expect to be giant hits that won't be. And of course, I don't want to get on my economic soapbox, but the dollar is weakening. So, like, if you adjusted for inflation, of course, all these movies are going to do much better. But I mean, you got to realize, Gone with the Wind, 60% of the country watched that movie, tickets were like a nickel. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be in the top 10, but that movie got watched by a shit ton of people. And like Star Wars played in theaters for over a year. E.T. played over the year. So if we're talking dollars, I'm sure MCU is going to really, take it all. There's a couple things that weren't mentioned. Armor Wars is a movie with Don Cheadle, a show with Don Cheadle that wasn't, but D23.
We got time, guys.
We got time. Some other interesting tidbits from Kevin Feige as he's doing interviews at Comic-Con. He was asked about Ryan Gosling wanted to be Ghost Rider, and he said Ryan Gosling gets to do whatever he wants. So if he wants to be Ghost Rider, he can be Ghost Rider. But he's too busy being Ken, I think. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider.
Again, how many stars are going to not be part of the MCU at some point?
That reminds me that in Secret Wars, wow, what would it be like if Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider from his movies shows up?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be wild. The interesting other thing that he said was a lot of the tags in the movies, and the tags, think of the cameos, the after credits. We just saw Hercules in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes.
We saw Pip in Eternals. But like those, he says a lot of those don't have to be connected. Sometimes they're just there.
For funsies.
So, for funsies. And I think that makes me happy. I'm sure it pisses some people off, but like I'm glad that I don't have to keep track and be super invested in all these people.
Even though it's kind of our job, because like we podcast about these things, but like, it's nice to have a little break, a little comedy.
That's actually really important because they asked him like whether viewers should be expected to watch all of the stuff, and he said no. He was like, no, who's crazy enough to watch all of this? And of course, it's us for the pod. He said it's kind of like cereal. You can like cereal and go into the cereal aisle and not get all of the cereal, which is interesting. But
which again is not like us because we totally get all of it.
I do think though that like we've kind of been trained to fully understand these movies to have to see all of them. Does that make sense?
Which is not true though.
Which isn't true. I think it was much easier in the Infinity Saga, but will be incredibly difficult if you're trying to do it with the multiverse saga, right?
Because there is so much.
There's so much. And I'm sure there's going to be some ways that Disney will help explain this stuff without having to watch all the movies. But who knows? They've got those catch-up series on Disney Plus already.
They do.
So,
like we saw with Loki.
We talked about, so this, I mean, I missed some things. I know I did. But from the list, at least we talked about, Sophia, what are some things that you're really excited about?
Pretty much everything that happens on my birthday.
Okay. I mean, I can... So you're going to get Avengers, the Kang Dynasty on your birthday.
And then I'm also going to get Guardians.
Volume 3. And close to your... Well, yeah, that's
May 3rd is going to be the, whatchamacallit?
I lost track. I really did on my list. May 3rd is Captain America New World Order.
Thank you, yes. Captain America New World Order.
So you're going to get Guardians, Captain America, and an Avengers for the next 3 years.
So I can't complain. That's kind of a big deal for me.
Okay.
And then I'm also actually really looking forward to Ant-Man just because like I'm super psyched about that. Quantumania sounds freaking insane.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually looking forward to She-Hulk because it seems much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. And that one we can look forward to because we're going to be talking about it in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
I was really cautious about the animation and like, or I guess the CGI and like how it is, like how it looks throughout the entire series. But now I'm not so worried about it because it actually looks pretty cool.
I'm really I didn't think I was already looking forward to this movie, but
Wakanda.
Yeah, but it kind of changed from being curious because there was a curiosity of what's going on with this thing because of all the behind the scenes stuff. But now it is a looking forward to, in the sense of actually just wanting
like excited
the story. Yeah, because Namor I think is going to be a really cool addition. Riri Williams as Ironheart will be cool, but just the fact that it seems like it's going to be really personal for everyone working on it, especially because of Chadwick Boseman and what he meant. I think that I'm looking forward to. And then far off down the line, Thunderbolts is going to be really cool with, all of our favorite villains together. And of course the Avengers movies, but I mean, we have 3 years to think about that, so I'm not going to think about it right now.
And then we're going to get 2 of them 6 months apart, so
that's going to be wild, huh?
They're going to make up for it.
Who knows? Maybe we'll transition the show to something else in 3 years, because that's going to be insane. Can you imagine? We're going to be older.
We're going to be living in it.
Okay.
It's going to be a whole new thing.
That's fun. And, thanks everyone for listening, I guess, for the next 3 years.
Yeah, we'll see you guys 3 years from now.
Yeah. Well, we've come to the end of this. So, of course, we missed some things. Let us know what you're looking forward to. Go to our on social media at DelphinPod, DLFINPOD. Let us know what you're looking forward to or if we missed something.
Yes.
But hopefully this helped you out a little bit. Kind of understand. I'm sure it's a lot of reading of articles. It's also annoying, too, when the article says, like, here's everything you missed. And it's ads, a video,
oh my gosh, yeah,
a slideshow, and you really can't just get the stuff.
No.
You're just like, okay, this is a lot, but
yeah,
it's not what I want. So I hope this helped.
That's why you have us.
That's why you have us.
Yeah, we're here
to
for
listen
you.
to us on your drive to the supermarket.
Or your walk with your dog.
Or your exercise. Sophia, what do you have? Sophia, what do you have to plug?
Just the same old stuff. Thank you so much for listening and supporting us in every way that you do. If you want to support us even further, you sure can. Listen to everything that Delphin Pod has to offer on Patreon. It's going to be patreon.com/DelphinPod, DelphinPod. That not only goes to us, but it goes to every show on the network. So it's much appreciated. Thank you.
For sure, support the pod at Patreon. Listen to all of our other shows. There's new seasons coming out all the time, and you'll hear us next week.
We'll be here.
We'll be here soon. We're talking Groot, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
And then also She-Hulk.
And She-Hulk.
Alrighty.
Soon. All right, everyone. Bye.